Today we're going to go over a Reddit story title. My ex-girlfriend dumped me but now wants me back. Will I regret saying no? Was she abusive? A few weeks ago, my ex-girlfriend, 22, and I, 21, broke up. We had moved in together and things had taken their toll. I have previously posted on here about our arguments and her behavior towards me during those arguments, with myself being called all sorts of names by her in the heat of the moment. Rewinding 2 months ago, when things finally came to the forefront. She went for a weekend away with her friends, which was all planned, so not anything particularly out of the ordinary. But she did return, saying she felt like we were always arguing and we were in an awful place in our relationship. I agreed, and I said how I wanted to make things work somehow, and we could sit and talk about it and try and work through things. She was unsure and said, "How many times have we tried and the same arguments keep happening?" I understood, but she held a distant, pissed of attitude toward me for the following week. Things seemed to then change. She was unhappy with me and said that I don't treat her as a priority. She said I'd do nothing around the house and that the only way will work is if I change my behavior. Honestly, this confused me. I was working 3 days a week, 10-hour shifts each time, and going to university 2 days a week. The other 2 days were for us to spend together. But there was many an occasion where I would plan a date, book a table, and it would get to the time we had to go, and she would say, "Can we just stay home tonight? This is fine," but the consistency of this happening did hurt because I was trying to put in effort. If you enjoy the video, please hit the like button and consider subscribing. It helps me hit the YouTube algorithm. For me, the final straw came when she had a job interview. I purposely got up early. This is one thing she'd had a problem with, as I worked late nights, so usually slept in, to make her breakfast and iron her top. I did all this. She seemed happy. And although she was stressed, I could see it helped her out. Then, that afternoon, just as I was about to leave for work, I wished her good luck. And she said, "I don't know why you're doing this. We're not together." I was visibly upset and started tearing up because, although it wasn't out of the blue, due to our arguments, it was for that day. And the timing of it, just as I'm about to leave for work, hurt. She told me to be a man and accept the situation for what it is, instead of getting emotional and making her feel bad. Not my intention. But yes, I would have fought for her until I had nothing left in me. I eventually went to work and came back, and she had the same attitude. I asked her if she still loved me, and she said, not in the same way. And I asked if she had told anyone we weren't together, and she said yes, her friends. This hurt. I built up the courage to say, "Okay then, I'll move out if that's really how you feel." She started crying and was upset, saying she was sorry. She thought we'd last forever and the whole situation is shit, but necessary. And I then went home for the weekend. I called her 3 days later after giving her some space. I said I'm so sorry for how we ended up in a rut, but maybe we could try and work through it. She said no, and that by calling her I was trying to manipulate her and make her feel guilty. This hurt because it absolutely was not my intention. I then met her the next day and moved my things out. She was so emotionally cold and distant, it made me feel like crap. I do understand that she deals with emotions in this way, though, and perhaps this was her way of dealing with it anyway. I said my reluctant goodbyes and I moved out. Fast forward 2 months, Christmas has passed, and it's a new year. She messaged me a few times over the last few months, saying she missed me, but the other day she asked for me back. She said she wanted me back because she realized that I treated her well and looked after her and that no one else was like me. I was a bit shocked. She also took on some responsibility for the failings of the relationship, after previously stating when we broke up that she hoped I knew that the failure of the relationship was all my fault, and that I took her for granted. But now her tune had completely changed. She asked me if I'd been with anyone, and I said I hadn't. I asked her, and she said, "That's none of your business." And I said that she just asked me. But she then replied with, "It's different rules for me, remember." This reminded me of all the pain of the relationship I had previously been through and the frequent hot and cold outbursts she'd have. The name calling when she was angry at me, prick, retard, cunt, no one even half sober would have EX with you. You're punching above your weight. I don't know why you think you can do better than me. I remembered the time she treated me with complete and utter disrespect, and I accepted it. The worst was after taking her out shopping when she was already moody with me, and her choosing a dress to which I said, "That looks nice on you, babe." Her reply being, "Well, hopefully someone else fucks me in it." This, along with her throwing my shoes out the window because I dropped a towel on the floor, and I was disrespecting the flat to her, saying I was patronizing for asking her if she needed help with cooking, to her calling me selfish because I put a pizza on the top shelf of the oven when she might have wanted to put something in there too. I remembered all this and I decided to reject her advances, despite her wanting me back and at times her being a sweet, incredible, beautiful girl who I have a connection with like no other and trust with all my heart. I just couldn't put myself through it. Once I told her no, she said, "Okay, I'm going to go on a date then." And I said, "Okay, if you feel like fast, what do you need to do to move on?" She then replied saying she doesn't want to go on a date and just wants me. I said that too much has happened and none of us have changed in 2 months to suggest we'll be any different. She then started sending photos by text of me and her and me and her family. It was awful and made me feel so bad. This was followed up with more messages the next day asking her why I didn't want her back, and she thought I cared more about her and would take her back again. But I again reiterated that it didn't feel right. This was hard enough for me because I love her so much. But something in my gut is saying her behavior towards me wasn't right. And although she can be amazing and I have such a deep connection and trust with her, is that enough? Anyway, fast forward to today. She sent me photos of girls' photos I had liked on Instagram and told me to fuck off. This one confused me because she had dumped me 2 months ago, and the photos I liked were all from 10 days ago. Am I not allowed to like these? I haven't replied. I'm very conflicted for some reason. Should I take the chance and reconcile? I'm scared of regretting not taking that decision. It seems to be the dream scenario. When your ex wants you back after dumping you. And if she asked me a month ago, I probably would have said yes. Any help with this would really help. I'm struggling quite a lot and can't seem to make a decision and stick with it. Thanks for the help and advice. Now let's read some of the advice the Redditors left in the comment section. Comment number 1 by WTF the Canuck says, "Do not do it. You are her backup plan. She was borderline abusive, uncaring, and a poor partner. Do you really think her personality and temperament have changed? By the way, you might want to ask what their names were." Comment number 2 by DannyGirl3694 says, "Why are you even entering the thought of going back to a manipulative, controlling, abusive person? You will regret going back more as you know what she is like. Focus on yourself and your own life. Maybe get some therapy and, for the love of God, block her. Block her number, block her on social media, and just cut her out of your life. You deserve way better than that psychopath. Consider breaking up with her, dodging an atomic bomb." Comment number 3 by MNZH3 says, "Run in the complete opposite direction, brother." Be sure to like and subscribe as it helps the channel to grow. Comment what you think about the situation below. Thanks for watching.